Dear students, in this video lecture we are going to discuss the GPRS concept, that is General Packet Radio Service, from this first unit, that is mobile and wireless network. So first of all, what is GPRS system, which is mainly observed in cellular mobile phones? So GPRS is packet oriented mobile data service on 2G and 3G cellular communication system, which is mainly intended or used for data communication or packet service. So this particular system is working on global system for mobile communication. That is the main platform for this GPRS is GSM system that we already discussed. So this GPRS standardization was initiated in 1994 by the European telecommunication standards. So the main advantage of this GPRS, that is reuse of the existing GSM infrastructure. That means without disturbing the existing GSM network or the system, the value addition to the existing GSM system, that is to provide end-to-end packet switched service, that is voice communication plus the packet service, the main advantage of this particular GPRS. So it is now maintained by the third generation partnership project, that is 3GPP, and the best effort service implying variable throughput and latency that depend on the number of other users sharing the service concurrently or parallelly. If suppose number of users want to share the single channel or the frequency band for communication, so this is the best answer for this particular problem. So as opposed to circuit switching, so this particular GPRS, which is working with the help of GSM for both, that is circuit switching, that means the conventional telephonic kind of communication with the help of circuit switching, and the data communication or packet switching based service with the help of GPRS, where a certain QoS, that is quality of service, is guaranteed during the connection or during the communication. Quality of the service is get maintained. So in 2G system, GPRS provides the typical data rate, that is 56 kbps to 114 kbps. Then the GPRS core network allows 2G, 3G network and WCDMA mobile network to transmit IP packet to external networks such as the internet. That is TCP IP based packet transmission and reception is also applicable with this particular GPRS network. Either the cellular phone or the network is working on 2G, 3G or 3G plus WCDMA network. So these are the different services mainly offered by this particular GPRS. So GPRS, as I said, the extended version of the GSM, where the value addition to the GSM for packet switch network or packet or data service. And according to this, these are the some services mainly observed, that is your conventional or typical SMS messaging and broadcasting service. Always on internet access, that means we can on the internet on the mobile phones. Then MMS, multimedia messaging service, push to talk over cellular phone, that is POC, instant messaging and presence wireless village. Then your internet application for smart devices through wireless application protocol, that is WAP. So wireless application protocol support. Then connectivity or internetworking point of view, point to point service, okay, which is also observed with the IP packet. Point to multi-point, that is point single to many service, where point to multi-point multicast and point to multi-point group calls is also applicable. So these are some characteristics of the GPRS network. So GPRS uses the packet switched resource allocation. So available frequency band, the channel allocation or the resource allocation is the capability of this GPRS. So resources are allocated only when data is to be sent or received. So depending on the need of the customer, data transmission, reception, the resource allocation, resources in terms of hardware and software available for the GPRS system. The second characteristic is the flexibility point of view, flexible channel allocation. So depending on the need or the connection establishment or need of the phone call, 1 to 8 time slots are observed, and available resources shared by the active users. Depending on the active users on the network, the resources get allocated to the particular user. Up and down link channel reserved separability or separately. So depending on the phone calls or the need of the data service. Then GPRS and circuit switch GSM service can use same time slot alternatively. So in the same time slot, the data related service and the traditional voice call, that is circuit switch, the GSM service is also applicable. Then traffic characteristics suitable for GPRS. So here the intermittent bursty data transmission is allowable. Frequent transmission of small volume of data is also applicable. Infrequent transmission of large volume of data is also observed. So these are the characteristics mainly observed with the GPRS. Now about the applications of the GPRS. So here standard data network protocol, which are mainly observed at the application layer of the TCP/IP suite. So IP based application where you will find the World Wide Web, WWW, file transfer protocol, Telnet. So these kind of application related or application layer related protocols are also observed. Any conventional TCP/IP based application can be suitable with this particular GPRS. X.25 based application also applicable, where the packet assembly disassembly, that is PAD type approach, is also applicable. Then GPRS specific protocols based or GPRS oriented some protocols where the point to point communication oriented and point to multi-point related some protocols are working. So few examples like point to point application means toll road collection, UIC train ticket booking kind of service. Then point to multi-point application where the weather related information broadcasting or sending the information related to the road traffic, weather related information, news, fleet management kind of information to the number of users. Then the traditional SMS delivery. So in this case particular GPRS as a bearer for this particular SMS service. So these are the few applications of the GPRS system. So this is about the typical architecture of the GPRS. So the blocks that we observed in previous GSM system are also available or observed in this particular GPRS architecture, because the base or the fundamental or foundation for the GPRS is the existing GSM system. So here you will observe the MSC/VLR, that is the mobile switching center, visitor location register, HLR, home location register, PDN, MS, the mobile station, BSS, that is base station system or BTS, then SGSN. So this is serving GPRS support node. GGSN, gateway GPRS support node. PDM means packet data network. And in this particular diagram we can able to see some dark lines are there which are connected or observed in between SGSN and GGSN. That is also it is observed. Also these lines are available or observed in between the SGSN and BSS and MS, and some dotted lines which indicates these lines for the signaling lines or signaling interface. So HLR, VLR, MSC, SGSN, BSS, GGSN are connected to these blocks with dotted lines. So two kinds of signals are observed in GSM and GPRS. So dotted line means signaling interface, signaling lines or signaling interface, and clear or dark line indicates the these particular lines for the data transmission and reception. Okay, so the dark line indicates the signaling and data transfer interface, and the different interfaces depending on the connections available. So if you check the interface between MSC, VLR and HLR is the D interface. SGSN and MSC with GS interface, SGSN with HLR GR interface, GGSN to HLR GC interface, GGSN to PDN GI interface, mobile phone to BTS or BSS with UM interface. This UM interface is common, which is also observed in GSM. BTS or BSS to SGSN with GB interface, SGSN to another SGSN with GN interface, and GGSN which is available in other GPRS network to the SGSN with GP interface. We will go in detail about the different interfaces available in the next slides. So as we know, the MSC, VLR and HLR, the functions that we discussed in GSM system are same, but in this case, instead of the conventional circuit switch based telephonic communication or customer related information in visitor location register and home location register are same. So depending on the movement of the mobile phone in home location or another location or the coverage area, the VLR and HLR get updated. So home location register holds the existing customers in the same network. Visitor location register means if suppose one of the customer is coming from another network to our network, so at that time the new customer which is coming in our network and its information get updated in VLR. So the functions of this particular HLR, VLR, MSC are same like previous GSM that we discussed in GSM architectures. Okay, so MS means mobile station. So any device, either the computer or smartphone. So GPRS MS consists of the mobile terminal and terminal equipment, that is TE, and MT communicates with. So mobile terminal or mobile phone communicate with BSS or BTS over the air with UM interface, with the help of UM interface. Also a TE terminal equipment can be a computer attached to the MT, that is mobile terminal. That means our laptop or the computer also can be connected to the mobile phone for the data service. BSS, base station system or BTS, should manage the GPRS related radio resources allocation and resource related services for a packet data traffic channel in sales. So depending on the availability of the channel, so BSS plays an important role to allocate the resources or the channel for the particular user. Then serving GPRS support node, that is SGSN. So role of this particular node is that is equivalent to that of MSC or VLR in the current GSM network. So it provides the service to GPRS MS mobile phone. The SGSN establishes an MM context containing the mobility and security related information to the mobile phone or the mobile station. Then gateway GPRS support node. So this is typically located at one of the mobile switching sites. So it interfaces the external data network. So another data network can be connected with the help of this gateway. So one or few operator means service provider can be connected with the number of gateways available in GPRS node, GPRS network. And as I said, HLR is nothing but home location register. So it to accommodate the GPRS subscription and routing information, new fields in mobile station record are introduced in HLR. So depending on the customers and their information, you will find in home location register. So this particular HLR get accessed by the SGSN and the GGSN using IMSI as the index key. Then mobile switching center and visitor location register. So in this particular case, new fields SGSN number is added to indicate the SGSN currently serving the mobile station, and the MSC VLR may contact SGSN to request location information or paging for the voice calls. So customer or the mobile phone and the location related information you will find in this particular MSC and VLR. So if suppose one of the customer want to is moving from one network to another network, so at that time mobile switching centers take care of that particular customer. Or in other words, we can say that during the handoff procedure, handoff means if suppose the cell phone is changing its location or is moving from one network to another network, so at that time the two networks get communicated with the help of the mobile switching through the mobile switching centers. So at that time the information of the customer or the mobile phone or the number get updated in visitor location register. Okay, and then after the proper establishment of the connection, the particular network will provide the service to the new arrived customers or the mobile phones. So these are the different interfaces that we discussed a few minutes before. So UM interface is the interface between the mobile station or the mobile phone and the BTS or BSS. GB interface. So GB interface connects the DSS and HGSN, that is serving GPRS service node, which allows many users to be multiplexed over the same physical resource. GN and GP interface. So both GN and GP interface utilizes the GPRS tunneling protocol, that is GTP. So GTP tunnel user data. So this particular protocol tunnels the user data and signaling message between GSN, that is the gateway serving node. Then GS interface. The GS interface connects the database of the particular database which is available in MSC VLR and SGSN, which does not involve user data transmission. GI interface. So in this case, GPRS internetworks with public switched data network, that is PSDN, and PDN, that is packet data network, through the GI interface. So GI interface is observed in between the different network, that is PDN or PSDN. So in the GI interface, GGSN services, GGSN serves as the access point to the GPRS network to the external data network. So one GPRS network can be connected to the another GPRS network with the help of this particular GI interface. So under this GPRS scheme, you will find different mobile types. So class A, class B and class C, depending on the accessibility of or the usability of the data and the traditional voice, different classes are given. So class A means, so in this particular case, the mobile phones where the simultaneous GPRS and conventional GSM operations are applicable or supported by that particular mobile phone. Also, this mobile phone supports simultaneous circuit switched and GPRS data transfer. So voice communication with the help of circuit switch network and the data communication with the help of GPRS, both the schemes are simultaneously we can do supported by that particular mobile phone. Then class B type of the mobile, so it can be attached to both GPRS and conventional GSM services simultaneously, can listen the circuit switched voice call or the voice message and GPRS page via GPRS service. It supports either circuit switched call or the GPRS data transfer, but not simultaneous communication. Either you can do the voice communication by using conventional circuit switch, or your net surfing or the data service kind of operation. So any one of the operation you can do, but simultaneously both the operations are not applicable with the help of this particular class B type of mobiles. Then class C. So class C type of the mobile phones alternatively attached in GPRS or conventional GSM network. So in this case also simultaneous both data and voice is not supported. No simultaneous operations are applicable with these type of devices. Then GPRS only mobiles also possible, that is for the telemetric kind of applications. Only one of the service is applicable with the help of this particular class C type of the mobile phones. Then these are the advantages or the benefits of the GPRS. So as I said, both that is voice plus data communication or packet related service is applicable with the help of this GPRS, because the GPRS is working or based on the GSM system. So packet switched, as I said, the packet switched service is applicable with the help of this GPRS. So here the data rate up to 170 kbps we can get. Then the second benefit of this particular packet oriented GPRS is that the short access time, channels allocation or channel allocated only if needed, depending on the requirement of the user. Only at that time particular case the channel get allocated for the service. Then friendly bill based on the volume of the data. So depending on the data usage, the billing of the data. The second benefit, that is multiple users share one line. So single data line can be shared by the multiple user. Robust application support. So robust application support in terms of small and medium volumes of the data we can upload or download with the help of this particular packet switch, the GPRS. Then the conventional circuit switch, the network. So low bit rate, maximum up to 14 kbps. This is sufficient for the voice communication. Then long access times, channel allocated for the entire duration. So depending on the voice communication or duration of the phone call, the channel allocation, and during the communication the allocated channel get maintained. But unfriendly bill, depending on the duration of the phone call, the billing procedure. Then limited application support. So this is the main limitation of this particular circuit switch, that is large volume of the data most of the time is not accepted by the particular network. Some other benefits of the GPRS: greatly improves and simplifies the wireless access to the packet data network. Then support for different levels of the quality of service. So quality of the service in terms of the service precedence, that is high, normal or low. So depending on the user requirement, the flow of the data. Then reliability. So reliability point of view, so here probability of loss of data, duplication of the data packets, mis-sequencing of the data packets, corruption of the packets. So these are the what we can say problems which are observed in data communication are handled by this particular GPRS. Delaying packet, duplication of the packets also get handled. Throughput of the channel, wireless channel, so better utilization of the radio channel with the help of this particular GPRS network. So this is about the GPRS system which is working on the existing GSM telecommunication system for data communication.